What's up guys, welcome back for another Yugioh Pro Duel video. Orcust, new TCG banlist, so January 2020, still Master Rule 4. As you know, Orcust got a hit with the, the most recent ban, right? And is the deck still playable or viable in the new TCG format? The answer is yes, so that's quite easy. And the deck also got a new tool back, being the PK rank up spell card, even though in this particular version, I guess, or the deck list that I'm presenting, it's not searchable, but again, you can definitely opt to run some form of a PK engine with boots, right? Or Cherubini as well, but there is just no space in the extra deck, right? Well, maybe you could drop the scrap, like the small scrap engine for Cherubini and some PK stuff as well. That might be an option also, but for the moment I prefer the small scrap engine over that. But then again, let's not underestimate the power of the PK rank up spell card to immediately turn Dingirsu in True King of all Calamities, and that's of course huge in a lot of matchups, right? A lot of decks can't play around, let's say, a first turn, well, during their turn, that is, True King of all Calamities. It's a huge card. So anyway, how Orcust in new format, what can they do? Dangers, you can definitely play more dangers. The thing here is that, do you want to still play hand traps? I definitely do. Only playing, I think, Ash Blossom in the main deck, and yeah, the deck can surge crescendo, right? And to play during the opponent's turn with 0 Boros, and yeah, let's not forget, the Masquerena is so easy to make, and the field spell is still legal, and it gives this deck the potential or the ability to play during your opponent's turn, so that doesn't change. And okay, we still have to wait a couple of months by the time you're getting Girsu as well, currently released in the OCG, and it's a crazy card, like a 1-card needle fiber or whatever, immediately giving you the extra token also for the link to summon, just out of 1 card, and that's of course like the huge card that this deck will be waiting on. So anyway, for the moment, the rank up spell card definitely has potential, because, well, like, going for Dingirsu is not really that hard, and if you're having Dingirsu on the field, you can just go for your rank up spell to put Calamities on the field, so it's not really that hard. So okay, there might be something going if you have like Cherubini sending the PK engine or whatever boots, whatever, to your graveyard and search up the rank up spell cards, and just keep link upgrading Masquerena as well, so there is definitely potential in that particular play. Again, something like Thunder is definitely still a deck, but it feels more like an engine, rank up, link engine, I guess, put out big boss monsters and using both triple instant fusion and triple thunder, like the Thunder Dragon fusion to put up Titan, and potentially using Titan during your opponent's turn. The Scrap Dragon, or the Scrap engine, is not really new. I definitely like it, but it's, well, there is like a small weakness to the engine, since you're kind of forced to put that 1 brick in your main deck, being the Scrap Golem. Drawing it is not really that big of a deal. You obviously don't want to draw it, but again, there are the dangers. There is a Nightmare package that could potentially get it in the graveyard and, go from there. So anyway, again, the first turn Dingirsu, again Masquerena as well. So I do have a couple of options. I can go for the link 4 play during the opponent's turn and have the Masquerena protection, if I'm not mistaken. I have the, I think my play here was to attempt Unicorn with the World Legacy card in my hand, just get it in the graveyard, and interruption with Unicorn during my opponent's turn. I have Call by the Grave to prevent the Foxy from coming out, so that's always nice. There it is indeed, Unicorn to bounce back the Sunlight Wolf, and the field spell survives, so I can play around that. But the Call by the Grave, I didn't see that one coming, but that's how it is, that's how powerful it is, so no, I can't go for game during my turn. So the Call by the Grave definitely keeps him in the duel here. But it doesn't really matter, the Orcust still, these Orcust, they have still so many tools at their disposal. And here, this might have been a small mistake on my part, well, mistake. Yeah, well, the Galatea here definitely should have used the other one, like pointing towards the opponent's monster zone and make it like linked, whatever. Just hasty mistake, hasty play on my part. Overlooking the failings, right? it's fine, doesn't really matter too much. 0 Boros banishes everything and will banish the special summon itself during the next turn. So it's fine, but again, the deck doesn't really change much, right? Orkest in a new TCG format, okay, you lost like a huge starter card, a huge extender, I guess. I mean, the card did so much, but the deck can definitely recover from that. Add in some dangers, maybe a PK engine with Cherubini. I might try that out soon, just more PKs. And yeah, the fact that the rank up spell card is back because Azathoth is banned, it's quite crazy if you think about it. The fact that you can now put up calamities during your own turn is so busted against a lot of decks. You know, depending on which format we might face, since yeah, Red Reboot is at 1, so we might see more trap-heavy decks, and that's not really the more easy thing here for the deck. You know, you would just side deck triple Red Reboot and or Twin Twisters, but Red Reboot at 1 makes it quite of a sacky card. So Orcust, you know, they can definitely easily recover from this, searching out the Crescendo as well. Dingersu indeed hits the field, and now this should be my duel. Even though Crescendo is not live, having Ash Blossom is fine as well. So I'm kind of relying on that one. Ash Blossom definitely needed on the, what is it called, Duo top deck? Yeah, that's indeed Duo. And yeah, just, you know, set up your skeleton as well. Getting back the field spell, that it's crazy, right? Orcust getting back or having the ability to revive their field spell basically for free. Or if you happen to draw like a brick, your you know the Nightmare Orcust, for example, just discard it and finally get a breakthrough here. And again, this should be my duel. So if there are any people still doubting that Orcust is not going to be tier 1 for us new like format, a couple of months up until I guess like half of March when we get a new banlist, or like April, right? Master Rule 2020. Orcust is still a very strong deck, not per se this particular list. Again, like feel free to leave suggestions. So going second, my hand isn't really that strong. Bombard now is in the deck again, I guess, or at least it was ran. There is no Mathematician in the main deck, but again, it's also one of those cards that you definitely want to put it in there, or put in there. Anyway, so triple Allure. I definitely like Allure. The fact that now Orcust lost like another Orcust piece, basically another Orcust banish, you know, like a card that you could potentially send back to your deck with Galatea, or, you know, attach with your Dingersu. That's, you're missing that part. You're missing that extra Orcust banished monster, and that's where Allure of Darkness can come into play. It's still quite crazy that Allure is still at 3. Anyway, so getting Skeleton on the field, but this, I lost, right? I mean, drawing the Scrap Golem is already terrible, and the fact that I'm facing multiple back rows, that's something I can't overcome. So this is indeed more than enough to attack for a game, right? Good old Solomon Grades still have potential going into the new format. So last example going second, all dangers and double allure. Must be nice, that's how it is. Dangers drawing into your engine, and, you know, preferably the scrap recycler, I believe the name is, or Armageddonite, or whatever. So set the 3 spells / traps, revealed Jackalope, okay, eventually get lucky, draw scrap recycler, but again double allure set, I think. So well, the chances of it drawing are quite high. Forcing out Masquerena, that's cool, that's an early Masquerena, but that's how it is. The Danger Engine providing some nice fodder and, you know, like outs for Titan as well, in the form of Instant Fusion for 1000 Ice Restrict. Next to Allure of Darkness is a card like Instant Fusion, you know, it definitely will not make Master Rule 2020. Or, you know, like at like a status of 3 per deck. And the Boral Sword is still a crazy card as well, so this is just easy GG. And that's Orcust, right? The fact that you're locked into Darks doesn't matter, you can just OTK with your extra deck. But yeah, as you see here in like this quote-unquote side deck, the deck definitely has potential. Playing like a small 10E package is an option. Maybe more Orcust monsters, maybe a PK engine, I might try that out in the near future. Maybe more Orcust Returns, the Destiny draw for the deck. There is definitely room for improvement here in the extra deck. Maybe the scrap engine, it's cool, but again the risk of drawing the brick in the form of scrap golem might not be worth it, right? But again, more testing needs to be done. One thing is sure is that the rank up spell cards might find a place in you know, like Orcust January 2020. So like always, feel free to leave suggestions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you so much, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.